the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
And coming up on DC News Now at noon, superintendent ousted. Why the head of Loudoun County Schools was let go after an investigation into sexual assaults. And later, a fire ripped through apartments in Northeast DC. Learn who's affected when we go live at the scene. Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us for the news at noon. I'm Mark Hall. We continue to see rain hit our area, but how long could it last? Meteorologist Eamon Matson joins us with the latest check on the forecast. Good afternoon, my friend.
Good afternoon, Mark. Yeah, not the nicest day out there today. We saw more of that steadier rain push through early this morning, making for that very soggy start. Currently, it's not raining out there in the D.C. metro and most of the viewing area, but are there more showers on the way? As we go into the afternoon, we'll let you know in just a bit.
Damon, thank you. One man is dead after a fire this morning in Northeast D.C. ripped through a vacant apartment building. It happened in the 800 block of 20th Street. That's where we find DC News Now's Daniel Hamburg. And Daniel, at least 3 buildings were affected.
That's right, Mark. This fire started around 4:30 a.m. when crews were called out here. Let me step out of the way so you can just see the aftermath of this damage. The fire spread to a second vacant building after it started in one, and a third with people inside was also damaged. You can see the flames and extent of the damage in this video tweeted by DC Fire and EMS. About 20 units and 100 firefighters responded to the 2-alarm fire. One man was taken to the hospital with severe injuries where he later died. That man found in the first vacant building, which Fire Chief John Donnelly says was being rehabbed. We still don't know the cause of the fire, but Donnelly says people going into vacant buildings in the wintertime is a problem, a hazard for firefighters and the community.
I think that's a problem anywhere there's a vacant building, and that's why we work hard with Department of Buildings, with everybody to report those and keep them secured.
And we're told that the damage to that third building wasn't bad enough so people can still live there. But of course, you can see this damage from these 2 vacant buildings. A cause is still unknown. The fire department is investigating. We're live in Northeast D.C. Daniel Hamburg, DC News Now.
Daniel, thank you. Well, take a look. A lucky save. DC Fire and EMS had to stabilize this car before removing the driver, as they were worried the car would slip. Now, it happened on Rock Creek Parkway in Northwest. The good news, the driver was rescued and remains in good condition. The Loudoun County School Board voted to fire Superintendent Scott Ziegler last night in a closed-door session. DC News Now's Lex Juarez is outside of the school board with a timeline of what led up to the decision.
Well, that unanimous vote came at the end of the board meeting, the board adding a last-minute item to their agenda set to discuss the outcome of the grand jury investigation that came out on Monday, and it pointed out multiple places and times where the school district failed to step up after 2 sexual assaults happened on different LCPS campuses. Both of those assaults happened in 2021 when Ziegler was serving as the superintendent. He was unanimously voted in as the official superintendent 1 month after the first assault happened. He had been serving as the interim superintendent for 6 months leading up to that vote. The first assault happened in a school bathroom. A 15-year-old boy was found guilty of forcible sodomy and fellatio in that case. But while it was being investigated, school officials moved him to a different school where he assaulted another girl inside of a classroom while he was wearing a skirt. Now, these cases brought the school district under the national spotlight and public scrutiny over the policies for transgender students and Title IX complaints. The school board tried to fight against the grand jury investigation happening and failed. In the findings of that investigation, it says LCPS administrators looked out for their own interests instead of the best interests of the schools. The investigation also found that, quote, LCPS as an organization tends to avoid managing difficult situations by not addressing them fully. Right now, there is no word on who exactly will take the place of Ziegler as the interim superintendent. As we get word on that, we will bring it to you both here and online. In Loudoun County, I'm Lex Juarez, DC News Now.
A tight race, but a big win for Democrats last night. Incumbent Raphael Warnock defeating Herschel Walker in a runoff election. The victory gives Democrats a 51-49 majority in the Senate, increasing their advantage by 1 seat, meaning they will no longer rely on the vice president as the tie-breaking vote. And one of the things this victory does, it grants Democrats more power to confirm federal judge appointees. In his victory speech, Senator Warnock first thanked the people of Georgia and the will of democracy.
It is my honor to utter the 4 most powerful words ever spoken in a democracy. The people have spoken.
Meanwhile, Herschel Walker accepted defeat in his speech and encouraging his supporters to not give up their fight.
But one of the things I want to tell all of you is you never stop dreaming. I don't want any of you to stop dreaming. I don't want any of you to stop believing in America. I want you to believe in America and continue to believe in the Constitution and believe in our elected officials most of all. Continue to pray for them because all the prayers you've given me, I felt those prayers.
In January, Senator Warnock will start his first full term serving the people of Georgia for the next 6 years. A Prince George's County student is in custody after police say he brought a loaded ghost gun or a gun without a serial number to school yesterday. The 16-year-old was arrested at Central High School in Capitol Heights. The student faces several charges, including bringing a dangerous weapon onto school grounds. He's being charged as an adult. Well, the owner of a Montgomery County gun store is facing charges after the shots he fired hit a patrol car that was not marked. Turns out investigators believe the owner originally opened fire because he thought the robbers were targeting his business. Montgomery County Police said the employee has reported seeing suspicious vehicles recently, but now 42-year-old Andrew Raymond faces first-degree assault charges and related handgun offenses. Police say that he immediately stopped shooting, dropped his weapon, and raised his hands after he noticed it was a police officer in the car. The incident comes as police step up patrols due to an increased reported burglaries at gun stores. Raymond telling police he just wanted to protect his store.
He did state to us that he was staying in his store later in the evenings and possibly overnight to make sure his store did not become victimized.
Yeah, the ATF now working with police in Montgomery and Anne Arundel counties after 5 burglaries were attempted over a 2-week period last month. Well, the Washington Post reporting that President of the D.C. Council has withdrawn a bill to change the structure of the district's Housing Authority Board. It comes after pushback from some residents against D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser's proposal to reduce the Housing Authority's board down to 7 members and take away tenant influence. DC News Now spoke with one neighbor about the mayor's proposal to take complete control of the DCHA board without resident members. For 20 years, a public housing complex in southwest D.C. was her home until a fire drove her out of the building. She says housing officials were slow to fix mold and broken window problems.
After some repairs had been done, there was still some mold that was found in the unit, in the area where the children's closet was at.
Wright wants to see the mayor and others held more accountable for action. But the D.C. Council also took its first step to protect domestic workers yesterday. The council unanimously passed what's called the Domestic Worker Employment Rights Act. The bill will protect essential workers like nannies, housekeepers, and home health aides, among others. It will require a written agreement between domestic workers and their employers that lay out hours, pay, and duties. And it also ensures that domestic workers are protected under the D.C. Human Rights Act and Occupational Safety and Health Act. Workers tell us that they've been fighting for these protections for 4 years. They say it's a relief the bill is moving forward.
So how would this help me? I would definitely not experience sexual harassment the way that I have because I would have my rights. We're discriminated for so many different things, for our race, for our migration status, for our gender, for so much.
And Marino spoke to DC News Now through a translator. The bill will go for its second and final vote on December 20th before becoming law. Well, those who rely on Metrobus to get around the district are one step closer to saving a whole lot of money. The Metro for D.C. bill passed another vote yesterday, and it's got one more vote to get through. And if it does, it'll make Metro bus service in D.C. completely free to all riders, turning our nation's capital, to the biggest city in the country to waive fares for public transportation. Of course, this is certainly a big deal for a lot of people because so many rely on buses to do things like grocery shopping, doctor's appointments, and just getting around. According to the most recent data from Metro, roughly 220,000 people board a bus in October. So again, the unanimous vote by council members means that all buses in the district will be free for residents and visitors. And the passengers we spoke with cannot wait for the free bus service to roll out.
You know, we've all seen a lot of people affected by rising prices, inflation, and so, you know, if people have an easy way to get to where they need to go every day, and we can make that free, I think that's great.
I'm a senior citizen, and times when I need buses, it would really be a great help to me, and I'm sure it will be a great help to others.
This bill makes it across the finish line. The free service would start next summer. D.C. council members are also celebrating the passage of the Safe Routes to School Act. Councilmember Janice Lewis George says the bill will make the roads safer for D.C. schools. She also says the act will require traffic safety infrastructure at all public schools, expanded school zones, and a stronger D.C. crossing guard program.